Hello, everyone. Welcome. How's it going? How's it going? I don't know if any of my tweets went out. I had to do it manually, and I think Elon has broken the platform. It's now called X. I don't even know anymore. So today, what are we doing today? Today we are working on. Okay, cool. So here's my plan. Here's my plan for today. First of all, if you're here, say hi. Oh, X. Zeet, not tweet. Is that what it's called? Zeet. It's called Skeet. Get it over. Kev. Hi, Kevin. How are you, Kev? I don't even know. It's stupid. What was I going to say? Cool. So today we're going to be working on extending a code base with SlotFill and some other things. So, I had a really great conversation with Simba Claus, I think is the person's name on my Discord. And if you don't know where my Discord is, I think this works to tell you where my Discord is. Go and join that thing. And yeah, anyways. And we're talking about extending, basically extending my advanced query loop plugin. So I had this little plugin that's called Advanced Query Loop, and you should go and download it. Right here, shameless self-promotion. But anyways, it introduces a bunch of stuff. So this person was saying, they wanted to add some things that were very custom. Like for example, to be able to use, what was the example you're using? Oh, right. So like you had like a Google Maps thing that stored Latin long, and you wanted to do a query, a post-meta query based on that. Well, that's far too niche to go into the plugin. But I got thinking, well, maybe we can add ways for people to add their own controls to it. And this is a perfect opportunity to try to use SlotFill to get stuff into the admin. So that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna work on that. So let's get started. Cool. So, oops. You can see that. You can probably see that. You can see that. All right, cool. So I'm gonna just put this in the, first of all, I'm gonna create a new branch. I'm gonna call it feature, add slot. Add extension points. Spell it right. Extension points. And I just realized that I have not connected my. I'm going to regret connecting this. Almost guaranteed. Anywho. Okay, so let's take a look at the code, and we'll take a look at what we need to do. So I'm going to zoom that in a little bit. And all right, so if we look at the Advanced Query Loop plugin, I did a bit of prep on this yesterday, so we'll get rid of this. So here's the AQL plugin, right? So we've got all this stuff on the right hand side here. We've got the ability. So these are all the settings. You know what? Am I building? Have I built this yet? No. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna build that. Just pay no attention to that settings thing that shouldn't be there. All right, grab this. So we've got all our settings in here, but then it also adds all of these things, right? So this is all added using a filter, a block filter, and I'll show you where that is done. That is done in the controls. So I'm adding I'm just gonna close that down. I'm adding a editor.blockEdit filter. And what this allows you to do is basically edit the block edit instance of the block that you're working with. So where that becomes powerful is you can add additional inspector controls things. So what I am doing here is I am checking to see if this instance of this thing is so this is the core query for the core query block. I'm checking to see if this is the advanced query loop instance. Basically, I'm looking for a namespace, and the namespace is my AQL constant that I have set somewhere, which is what, just basically that thing, right? And then if it exists, then it's true, and then and if it is true, go into this stuff. Otherwise, just return the regular block edit as you normally would. And can't see half this junk. Sorry, let me move it over here. See this junk either. So inside of this, I'm doing some stuff where I'm checking to see if the query is inherited, because that looks like this when you inherit the settings, you inherit from the query template, it only adds a couple of things because this is kind of hard to futz with. But anyway, so if it's not inherited, it adds all of these controls. Otherwise, it just adds these two controls and then it goes on about its day, right? So what I want to do is I want to be able to allow folks to inject their own control. So to do that, we're going to we need to do that in here. We're going to do that with a custom, basically a custom slot. So let's start there. Let's start there. If anyone's here from the meetup group, just drop a wave so I can say hi to you because I want to. Only the reason it's my stream. Anyways, drink my coffee and get to work. Okay, cool. So let's get a custom slot happening now. So in our components, I'm gonna do a new folder. I'm gonna call it slots. I'm gonna do a new folder. We're gonna call this. So I'm thinking about this, and I think we need more than one slot because we need to have a slot that's common. So because there's two cases here. We have a case where it has a query been inherited. Yes. Then we need to put that stuff in. Has the query not been inherited? Then we need to put different things in. But there are things that will appear in both, if that makes sense. So I'm going to call this one AQL common slot.js. Right? We'll do that. And so to create a SlotFill, you have to take you use the create SlotFill function from the components package, and then we basically just need to call it like this. We need to say const, we're going to get a fill and a slot back, and it's going to be create SlotFill, and then we give it a name. So the name I'm going to give it as AQL common. I'm just using common, and I'm going to rename this file because it's in a slots folder, so I don't need it to be called slots. AQL common. So this is going to be AQL common. And then we're going to create a component and call it you know what, I'm going to do it like this because I like that. AQL common, right? And it's going to be a function like this. And it's going to get children passed to it. Oops. Children. And we're going to just return, use the implicit return here, and then we're going to go return. We're going to go fill, and I'm going to put children in the middle of that. Should never put children in the middle of things, but in this case we will. And what am I doing wrong? The deuce is happening. Oh, I don't need that. Just need to do that. Right? Oh, that's a very implicit return. And then the other thing that we do is we go AQL common dot slot. It was not that to slot equals slot. Right? And then we can export our default. Export default AQL common. So that's a very simple slot. Very, very simple. That's all we did. I could zoom in. You want me to zoom in, Kev? Oh yeah, sorry. Not bad. Is that better? How's that? That's way better. There we go. Okay. So I can go through this again if you want. So we're gonna create our slot and fills. So basically, if you remember slot, the way slot and fill works is there's a slot and their name, and a slot and a fill, and they're connected by a name, and that's basically what this is doing. So this is going to be basically doing something along these lines, right? So name is going to be AQL common, right? So that's kind of how that works. So this just handles that for you, and it also it's kind of a best practice to name it the same, like create a component with the same name as the slot fill name. That's just what we do. Okay, cool. So slot and fill components, and then yeah, so that's what we're doing. So we're gonna have this really simple one, okay? And so what we should do now is that in our controls, we're going to import. I'm going to import, and it's the default, so it'll be what? AQL common from there, and we're going to just drop it right here. like this. But what the important thing we want to do is we want to expose the slot, right? So that's basically what that's going to do, right? And so we should also do it down here, right? I'll do that because these are going to be the ones that are exposed in both cases. With me? With me. All right. So if we, I think my build's running. So if we come back here and we update, we refresh this, we should get absolutely no controls on the right hand side because there's nothing there. So yeah, there's nothing because we need to add those. Okay. So let's, hey, yeah, Corey, I don't know what's going on with notifications. Like, did you get like WordCamp Omaha? Who's that? Jordy John 1978, welcome. Welcome to the party. WordCamp Omaha. This isn't Rob, is it? Well, it's Jordy John 1978, clearly. But if Rob's there, you say hi to him for me. Cool. Okay, so let's. Oh, did not work again? Oh, why does that stupid thing never work? Sorry. There we go, Corey. Okay, so basically, to recap, we've created a custom slot and we've replaced all the controls that we're adding in ACF with this common slot. The reason I have a common slot is I want to have a slot that is for the slot master. Oh, sounds dirty, but I like it. It's so gross. So we're gonna put all the common stuff in, and then we're going to oh, you know what? I'm now thinking about this. That it's probably gonna be hard. Anyways, whatever. So we'll do that. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we're going to want to get our controls back in. So let's do that. So how is the best way of doing that? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a new file in here and call it plugins. Plugins. Oh my god. Plugins.js. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to we're going to register some dependencies here. So we need to get the register plugin, and we're probably going to need that at some point. And then we're going to need some internal stuff. So we go internal dependencies, and I think I've turned my Copilot off. So we're going to turn that back on because I can't write code without it. Come on. Internal. It's not doing it. Dependencies. Oh my sweet Lord, right. And I'm going to import. We need to import the AQL common from in there. So now we're going to call register plugin. We're going to give it a name. So this is going to be AQL common controls. Okay. And then it's going to take an object. It's going to take a render. Right. Which in this case can just be like a function if we want, right? So we'll do that. And then what we need to do is we need to take the AQL common and we're going to return like this, and we're going to take our AQL common component, and now anything that is inside of these components, it's going to get rendered there. It's going to sound like that when it renders too, just so you know. Okay, so it's not going to do anything right now because we aren't doing anything and not even using that. So there's a couple ways that we could do this. So in our Webpack, we could create a new endpoint for our plugins directly. Works fine. We'd have to add it, but I'm thinking what I'm going to do is because my variations is managing all this stuff together, I'm just going to import my plugins here. Now, you know, Kevin, specifically, tell me if you think this is a horrible idea, but that's just how I'm going to do it. Deal with it. Right, and so now our build process should have run. So I think if we come back over here, brilliant idea. Kevin, you're so nice to me. Sarcasm, you know what. So check it out. So now we've got this you can't see that. So so that is where that's sitting. So you can see that it's sitting right between the settings And the advanced, it's just in here. So we're gonna put our stuff in there in a single slot. So the next step is we come into our controls. I'm gonna take all this stuff out of here. I'm gonna go to plugins. I'm gonna import this junk, which is probably not gonna, is that gonna work? Yeah, yeah, okay. And then I'm just gonna steal everything that I've basically taken out of here. Now, this is gonna fail, and I'll tell you why in a second. This is gonna break horribly, and there's a reason why it will break horribly. And it has to do with all these squiggly red lines right here. Just letting you know, right? So we need to get props. We need to get the props onto this that were being passed in here. So if we look at the way the controls were being handled before, they get props just passed to them as part of the hook, sorry, the filter, but we don't have that. So we have to use something called fill props. So in our AQL common, no, not in there, Brian, in the place where it's exposed, we're gonna add something called fill props, right? And then what I'm going to do is, I think I'm gonna take the object and I'm gonna spread, wait, no, I should just be able to pass props, I think, to it, right? Just like that. I think that's what I'm gonna need to do. Okay, now we need to take the next step and see what that is. So basically in here, this is going to, we're going to need, get out of here. We're gonna need to do something like this, okay? And it's going to be basically a function, and then we're gonna have it return whatever it needs to return. So this is gonna get passed basically fill props, like that. And then my console.log fill props, we should see something. I'm gonna just comment this out for now because this will fail. So this should get, this will get whatever's passed to it where it's exposed, it being the slot. So does that make sense? Does that make sense with everyone? Okay, so let's just refresh this and hopefully the world won't end. Not today, my friends, not today. I'm gonna zoom that in and close this down. I'm gonna grab that, and so we've got fill props, but it doesn't look like it's actually getting past anything. Why is that? Why is that? Do I need? Do I need to do it like this? Do I need to do that? Let's see what that does. Let's pay no attention to that error. It's unrelated to the jump we're doing. That doesn't seem right. Okay. It's an empty object. It shouldn't be an empty object at all. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, bear with 1 second. 1 second. Fill props is an object. Test. Weird. Okay. So let's see. Maybe it's just not getting what it needs to get there. It doesn't seem to be. It's still not getting that. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. So it is called fill props, and it needs. We need to. So inside of it is a function, right? Okay. Let's look. Weird. I'm gonna just call this props. Wait, hold on. It's pretty cool, Timothy. Yeah, I really like it. It's got some things that I'm not super happy about, but I like it. I like it a lot. So, oh, I wonder if it needs to be called. Hold on. I wonder. Let me just refresh this. I'm just doing something stupid. I literally did this yesterday while I was testing her out, so it does work, but I don't know why. Well, there's no sorting. Like you can't control the order in which fills are sort of rendered, which is kind of a nightmare. But okay, you know what? Bear with me for 1 second. I did this yesterday, and I don't want to. I'm just gonna stash my changes here, include on track, and I'm gonna switch to my other branch where I was doing that. That's exactly what I'm doing. Is it not? That's exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna switch back. Okay, and I'm gonna just do a little stash here. Yeah, you can, but the way that sorting is, so it has less to. Yes. There is, but you have to do it in a different place. You have to do it in the place where they are rendered, and they're rendered inside of a thing called the plugin area. Oh, what am I doing here? Sorry, stash, apply, stash. We want the work in progress thing. So, okay, so that is that, and then a custom filter. Yeah, but you still have, yes, that is a thing. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, I know why that wasn't happening. You want to know why that wasn't happening? Let me tell you why that wasn't happening. Because it was actually calling this one, and I need to add the fill props there. That's the reason it wasn't working. Ugh, I'm a dummy. Yes, Kevin, you mean a filter. Yes, you would need a filter. But the thing that you have to keep in mind is that when these things are registered, they are thrown out into a they're put into a global array that's just accessed by this hidden component called plugin area, and plugin area just basically takes them all and renders them. So it renders based on the order they were registered, maybe potentially source order, all kinds of stuff like that. So in order to control how they are moved, you need to control the order in which they are inserted into that plugin area, and that's where the sorting comes in. I actually have a pull request that does that exact thing that's been sitting around for a while, but we don't need to talk about that. Yes, you can, but you have to have that they have to be, the apply filters has to be done. In my case, we could do it here for sure, but it would still be subject to the order in which it's rendered inside the plugin area. So we're saying similar things, I think, but don't argue with me about SlotFill. Okay. All right, just stop. Anyways, joking, Kevin. You can argue with me about everything because I love you. You're my favorite guy named Kevin. Oops, what have I done there? What have I done there? I need that. And we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and that. And we're gonna just drop it right in there. And maybe a little luck, I've broken everything. Oh, what the fucking shit am I doing wrong here? There we go. Okay, so now this is going to get the props that are passed to it. Okay, so it is actually getting the props. So this is getting the props passed to it. This is just spreading it. Now, let me check something here. Sorry. I'm just wondering if it's getting the name fill props. And if it is, I don't want that. I need to basically spread console.log and see what props comes in as. It's props. So Someone's being an asshole. There we go. Okay, cool. Do that. Refresh this. That's it. It's an excellent point, Timothy. I don't know. I think it's because people can use fragment or they can use the shorthand fragment. I think there are cases where you actually do need to use like the full verbose fragment. I think if you need to add keys and stuff like that. And I don't know, Kev, what do you think? You tell me, because you know stuff. I think there's cases where you would want to use that. Okay, so it looks like it's just coming in as the stuff they want. So that's fine. So let's take a look over here on the right hand side. You can see we got all our junk back. This is great. All our junk is back. All our junk belongs to us. I'd like to handle it for you. Yeah, I think you can get VS Code extensions because I have an extension that auto closes these things, but it's not a bad idea. It's an interesting idea for sure. Anytime that we can kind of save a bit of what? Oh, well, the other thing though is that Babel won't be able to handle it. Anyways, whatever. I think there's definitely a conversation there. That's a cool idea. Okay, cool. So now we've got this AQL common, and it is inserting all of our stuff. So we can see that over here in our controls, we've got stuff here and stuff here. Now, well, let's just confirm that. So we can change that by basically inheriting from query. You can see that everything else is showing up, but that's not really what we want at this point. What we want is we want to have common stuff, and then we want to have inherit only stuff. Not inherit only. So the common things are only post count controls and post order controls. So we can come in here, and we're going to basically what did I say? Post count, post order. So we're gonna basically just get rid of these two. All right. I think those are the ones that are supposed to be in there. Post count, post order. Post count, post order. Yes. Post count, post order. Now we need another slot. And the reason we need another slot is we want to also be able to insert stuff when it's like not inherited, right? So when the query is not inherited. So let's add another slot in here. New file, AQL. We can do this all in one file. I'm just not going to. AQL. What are we gonna call this? Not inherited? It's horrible. Okay, we can just basically steal all this stuff, drop it in here, and we'll call this AQL not inherited. Somebody give me a better name for this thing before I get too far into it. And this thing keeps moving. Okay. Cool. So then back in our plugins, we can now import not inherited from slots not inherited, and then we'll drop that basically right here, just like this, right? And we'll, same thing, we need to, we'll have to import it here as well, sorry. Import, not inherited, right? And so this one only appears, make it appear right here. And we need to expose the dot slot again, dot slot. That I'm gonna add the fill props to it, right? And yeah, and then in plugins, we're going to basically steal all that, put it in there. What? Oh, I know why. It's that shorthand thing that Babel had an extension that life would be easier. And then, so not inherited. So common gets this stuff, right? And then what we need to do is get rid of this, and the rest of this stuff, is what we want, right? That's what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. And there, we want to get rid of this stuff. So we can do that. So basically, these are the controls that appear every time, no matter what, and these are the controls that only appear when the query is not inherited. So we can test this. Give this a little refresher-oo here, which is the professional way of saying it. And now we can look. So we're inherited from the query. So we've got post order and we've got post count, right? And if we uninherit the query, we've now got additional post items, post offset, post meta, query relationship, all that stuff. Yay! Yay, says me. Yeah. So that's that. We're done. We're not done. We're done. So we can get rid of this stuff now. So now what we can do is now there's the ability to inherit this stuff. Now there's something that I've been thinking about, in that I would like to contain all of my stuff in like its own sort of like top level control. So you see how we've got like, so if I come in here, so we've got settings, and settings is all the stuff that I'm going to turn this, so the settings I'm going to inherit from that just to make it a little bit. So we've got settings, right? So settings is top level, and then we got post count and post order. I think this stuff should be contained inside of its own sort of top level panel that we're going to call like advanced settings, advanced query settings maybe, right? And then all those slots go in there. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Now I do think that I'm going to have to change this a little bit. So what I'm thinking is I might need a single slot that contains both of these slots. Does that make sense? Or this slot contains this slot. Yeah, let's see. So to do this, we're going to need to customize the slot layout. So to do that, it's gonna need to be a function, right? And it's going to need to return. How did I do this before? I did this before somehow. It's like a way of customizing. Yeah, okay. So you're going to want to do something that looks like this, right? So let's just do this. Okay, and then it's going to be slot, right? Like that. Because we want to customize the slot structure. So the slot, what we can do is inside of here, it gets passed a function that takes the fills that are passed to it as a parameter. And so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to say return if there's a fills.length. So basically, if there are fills associated to be rendered. God darn it! There we go. Okay, we're gonna do this. Otherwise, we're gonna return null. So this just makes sure it returns empty. And inside of this, I think what we want is we're gonna want to render a panel. So we can get that panel from one of these components. So like we're gonna want to basically do a panel body here. So I'm gonna import panel body from components. We already have components, right? Do that, and we're gonna put the panel body in here. Panel body, like that. And then panel body takes what? A title. We're gonna take a title. We're gonna just take that title. All right, and this is going to say, oh, we also need that thing. Spell it right, it's gonna work. So this is going to be, what is this? Advanced query settings, right? And then inside of it, we need to render our fills, right? Something like that. Now, this is going to fail because we also need to get the fill props in, I think. So let's see what happens. So right now, it's going to look weird. Let's render it and see. What's going on? And I think is this just gonna break? Yeah, it just broke. Okay, that is because, and I can tell you why that is happening. Because it is trying to access, holy crap, where did all this stuff come from? So it's trying to access query of undefined. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm in the way again. So it means it's not getting it's fill props. So we need to get fill props. So I think fill props, right, comes in here. And then I think we can go fill props equals fill props. Okay, because if you remember where the slot has fill props passed to it, and so we need to then take those fill props and then actually pass it to the slot itself. Because what we were doing, and we can look at it here, is slot J is just slot instead of being a function. If that makes sense? Is this confusing? Slotception. Yeah, it's getting a bit. My brain's hurting a little bit, but I think this should work now. And we'll see. Let's just see. Let's just see. Let's take a bet. Do you think it's gonna work? Boom. Nope. It failed. Crap. Why did it not work? So it still can't find it. Still. You think I need to? Oh, you think I need to destructure fill props? You're probably right. So like this, I think that's what we need to do. Right, because it would come in as props. I think that's, yes, I think you're right. Smart and talented, Timothy Jacobs. Timothy B. Jacobs. Let's check. Boom. Oh, it works. Yay, this is for you. You're awesome. Kevin! Oh no, that was for Kevin. Never mind. That's for you. You're awesome. Okay, so we should have everything's working. Okay, awesome. So it does work, but now we have this advanced query setting, so everything gets chunked in there, which I love. So we got settings and advanced query settings. So now the problem here is that only these things are going to be in there. So I have an idea. I have a theory, and I don't know how it's going to work. I actually have no idea if this will work, because we've got a panel body, and then what I want to do is I want to keep the not inherited stuff in there as well. You know what I'm saying? So what if inside this slot I expose the other slot? Well, I don't even know. This sounds crazy. Let's see what happens. Internal dependencies. Oh my god. Jeez. So if I import my slot, I don't know what this is going to do, folks. I don't know. We might melt the internet. AQL not inherited, right? And if I take that, so that's this slot. And if I just go like, what if I do this? What if I do this? Dot slot. And then I pass. Will that work? Will that work? Just do not know. We'll find out. Okay, so it's not, so it's, I'm gonna turn that off because I don't want it inherited. So basically we've got this stuff, but then we've got all this other junk in there. And what I want to do is make sure, I'm going to do something quick. I'm going to take this one out, right? So hopefully what'll happen, I've never done this. I've never put slots inside of a slot, so I don't know how this is going to work. It might just fail horribly. So we go into settings. We've got, did that just all work? Holy crap, it just all worked. Didn't it? Oh my god, it just worked. It just worked. It just worked. So that's really cool. That is really cool. Now, I can imagine that there might be some weirdness about that, but we're gonna go with it for now because I like it. Yeah, it's a bit slot. It's a bit of slotception, but and the next thing that I now have to do, because it's gonna drive me what's gonna drive me crazy is they're not common. This is just gonna be AQL. I'm gonna rename this to AQL controls. Right? That's what I'm going to do. Yes. All right, I'm just gonna come down here and change that. Change that. I think I have to change it in plugins as well. Controls. That might be a bit confusing, but let's see. Just make sure. Refactoring is always fun, especially when Kevin's here, because he always laughs at me. So he's like, why would you refactor that? You broke the world. I didn't break it this time. Yay! Okay, so now we can, that's cool. All right, so that's done. So I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff. So now we're simplifying this code base a little bit, right? So we've got our slots, we've got our controls in there, and they are being rendered regardless. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this isn't going to work. It is sort of going to work. But the reason I have two of these is that I don't want that thing to render. So what I need to do is I need to pass inherit, right? This? But I think I need to do it the other way around, do I not? Right? Because I don't want that other stuff to appear. Like right now, if I take these settings and I set it to inherit, I'm still going to get everything, and that's not what I want. There are certain things that I don't want to have in there that are being inherited. So we need to control that. So in the AQL controls, I'm going to do this. I should be able to go like this. Fill props.inherit, right? Inherit? Well, I don't remember what I called it. Right? It should only render. Why are you being? Cause what? Gotta see what I called it. Inherit. Okay. So hopefully now that slot won't get rendered unless that's where the okay. So all right, cool. So now let's turn this off. Boop. And do we get everything else? Nope. We don't get everything else. Now let's want to make sure that fill props has actually got what I want in there. Oh, it's probably being overwritten. Let's look console and get rid of this and grab that. Query. Weird. It's not even getting. It's not getting what it's supposed to be getting. So why isn't that working? Hold on. Okay. So fill props.inherit. I have to go the other way, don't I? Oh, I don't even know anymore. I think that's how that has to work. So inherit. Okay, let's try it again. I think I'm just bad JavaScripting at the moment. I don't know what what that's all about. Let's grab this. So where am I console logging that? What is this crap? This is not making any sense to me. It's an empty object, so nothing else is in there. So why is inherit being removed? What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Attributes query dot inherit. Attributes equals prop. So wait, I should have that. Where's attributes? Query inherit. It's right there. I gotta check it, dummy, Ryan. Dummy. So I don't need to add that. I just need to check. I just need to check what is going on here. Okay, so I shouldn't need to add. You know why it wasn't working? I'll show you why it wasn't working. Because I'm probably still in this particular state. Like dope, idiot Ryan. Let's try it again. Duh. Okay, let's try again. Let's try this again. All right, grab that, and we're inheriting from the thing, so it's still not right? So that is only those things, and so inherit from. Oh, I see. Okay, so I got my logic backwards, I think. So if inherit is equal to false, if it's false, or maybe I should just do that. That's probably the better way of doing it. I think my logic is, I may have just been reversed, but I can actually get it out of the fill props anyway, so I don't think I need to add in that inherit there. Let me just make sure this is working. Query loop. So we got basically, yeah, exactly. So we turn that off, we get everything else. Okay, so that's working. So now I don't need that though. I think what I can do is, because if we look here, it's actually part of the attribute. So if I just grab that, and I can take, basically delete that. Oops. Right, I should just be able to pass fill props like this. Right, and then in the controls, I should be able to get fill props dot query. No, fill props dot attributes dot query dot inherit. Right, because that should map to this. So we should be able to go. Oh, sorry. Come on now. In here, we should have attributes query inherit, which is right there. All right, that should work. And you know what? We are going to do triple equals false because I need to bulk the time up a bit on my on my stream here. So let's update that, and I'm just going to close this for now. Oops. So let's say, okay, boom, bam, boom, beam. So okay, so inherit from query, we should have all the junk. We've got post meta, we got post date, post meta, post offset, all this stuff. We've got post order, and then we've also got post count. So we've got everything. So if I turn this off now, we should only have post count and post order. That's exactly what I want. So sorry, if I enable inherit from template, then we should get that stuff. So that's what I want. Now I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't need this. Okay, cool. So this is just basically getting us to the point where we're back where we started. But now I can make some of my components a little bit nicer to look at. So like I don't need a panel body here anymore, right? Let's look at like post count. So this is super simple. I can just get rid of panel body, right? Boom. Unimport panel body. I don't know if unimport is the right way of saying it, but so now it'll be a much nicer looking interface, I think. Don't know which one it just, yeah, look at that. So now it's just post per page, it gets hidden nice and clean, really nice. So we're gonna just go through and clean all that up, I think. So post order is the next one. Where's that one? Post order. get rid of that. Oh wait, I'm just gonna change these post order by, I don't know, whatever. We can change these in a minute. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So that should give me my post order. Excuse me. Yeah, so look at that. Way nicer looking, right? And so it's starting to match the UI of the other stuff too, which I think is, oh, you can't see? What do you mean you can't see? You can't see. Sorry. There you go. So you can see that it's starting to look a little nicer up here. Let's turn this back on so you can see what I'm talking about. So just like the advanced. I don't know, it just looks nicer. So we'll just that looked cool. Yes. Yes, it is pretty. Yes, it is. All right, so let's look at multiple post selects. What do we have going on here? So we can just probably, is there a base control? No, it's a single control, so we'll get rid of that. We get a panel body. But I do have to do a label on here, I think. So label value here, yeah, I'll do that. So this is just gonna do, seems wrong. Okay, so let's look, this is the post control thing. Now we've got additional post types. And I'm just going to keep working through them a little bit. Post offsets, we don't need the panel body anymore. We'll get rid of the panel body. And pay no attention to the usage of an experimental control. What do they call that? Post offset. Put that in there. Oh, I have to say I'm pretty excited that we were able to get that working with the slot inside the slot, because I wanted to keep all the controls in the same place, but I didn't, and I also wanted I didn't want to have to figure out another way of doing that. So let's see. So what we got down here? We got post offset. Okay, so it's working. It's working. So these two are the last two: the post meta query and post date. So let's look at post date query control. So what do we got? Maybe I can. I wish the number of input controls we could stabilize right. Yeah, I know. I know, it's frustrating. The one thing that I'm really excited for is, let's see if I can find a better example. I don't think this has it, but like if we put a paragraph in, like this thing, this component, it's still experimental, but it's so nice because I'd be able to add my controls using that probably, and then we wouldn't have to like have all of these things just huge scrolling down thing, right? Like, can you imagine that like your settings were more like this? Like, how cool would that be, right? Like, ugh, that's super exciting. So what the second that thing becomes stable, I'll be changing all this stuff. So here's an issue. So I need something. You know what? I'm gonna replace this, I think, with an H2. I think I'm gonna do that. I'll see what that does. Let's go H2, all right? And I'm gonna put that in there because I do need a way of delineating between like the start and the end of this control. And then where's that panel body? I'm just gonna replace it with this. And something's broken. There we go. So we'll see what this looks like. Get date time picker, date picker, get all this stuff I'm not using. Oh my god. All this junk I'm not using. Come on now. Clean up your garbage, right? Alright, post date query control. So let's see what that looks like now. Okay, so post date query, where are we here? Post date query. I think that works well. I'm happy with that outcome. Alright, so post meta query controls. We will do the same thing. I will turn this into, we're gonna have to do this though, like that. This, place the channel body with that. This is gonna become an H2. And we'll do it like this. Yeah, come on. Great. So, is that working? That's working. Okay, so this is just, I'm just gonna do this for the sake of it. Post meta, post date query. Okay, and what I really like about it is you can collapse all the advanced query settings. That's so much nicer than having to collapse like 10 different things depending on how many things, right? Cool. I'm really happy with that. Now, we're now like an hour in, and we haven't extended anything yet. So let's look at how we can actually extend this. So we've basically extended the UI part now, right? Like, that needs to be, hold on, where's the quick fix? Yeah, we're gonna do that. There we do. That's not even English, Ryan. There we do. All right, so cool. So now that's great. It's awesome. So we have our plugins. All this stuff is being rendered. That's super awesome. Now, the next thing is how are we? I'm gonna close all this. So let's say that we wanted to extend. Oh, what was that? What was that? Oh, panel body. Yeah, it needs to go away. I better just make sure I removed. I'm not even using that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Sorry, just doing a bit of cleanup. Clean up. And that's it. Post meta controls. Don't know what that is. We're not gonna have those. Oops. Not being used. Okay. I love it when your IDE shows you that when you're using or you're not using things. It's so much better. Okay, cool. So we're good. So let's look at how we would extend this. So I mean, you would extend it basically the way you'd use any. Oh, here's an issue. How are we gonna do this? So we need to. Expose that slot. So how are we going to expose that slot for use? Oh. It's funny. I hadn't thought about this at all. How are we going to do that? Okay. Yeah? Is that just a thing? Let's look. If that's there, I had no idea, and that's the super cool. So WP. Oh no. So what is this? WP.A. So I definitely want to do that. I want to. What is this? What is this here? Sending me here. This one, export from admin API. And this is your entry point. This is what you're saying? So if I add that to my entry point, okay, cool. Let me look. So my entry point is here. So if I go, So if I go like, so export AQL control, what do I call that thing? Oh no, export babim from, wait, do I have to, what am I doing here? Oh yeah. Slots, AQL controls, right? Slots, AQL controls. Did I not just change all that? Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so in here, I should be able to AQL controls, right? This is all I need to do. Let's just see. Oh, I should be able to just go export default because there's only a single control in there, right? I should be able to do that. This is cool. I had no idea that it did. Let's do this. I had no idea that it did that. Globalize this slot. I'm Ron Burgundy. All right, let's see. Let's see. So, WP. So where would that appear though? Like what did that appear under? The name of your Oh, it doesn't put it under WP. So what would it put it under then? Be on the window object? Let's see what's on the window object here. Maybe it's self-explanatory. Somewhere on window, okay. So there's a lot on the window. Okay, so let's go window dot AQ. No. I have no idea what it would be called. That's the only thing. Oh, let me just make sure that build. Do you remember how you accessed it? Sidebar fill default as sidebar item. So what it would be trying to export AQL controls, right? Index. I feel like it should be on there. Doesn't seem to want to do it. So, I mean, I could do a DOM ready in here, and and I could access the WP, right? And I could just add it, right? We could do something like, couldn't we do something like would this work if I imported AQL controls, right? Blah, 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 and then I did something like, I don't know, like wp.aql equals AQL controls. Would that work? Output.library in a custom webpack file. Oh. So you have a custom webpack going on in here, I assume, right? So, well, I don't, which is why I was confused. Huh. Web. All right, let's try that approach. Webpack output.library. Okay, so output.library. So let's. I'm really intrigued by this. I'm gonna check this out. So I'm gonna go output. Nope. Put right. All right. I'm gonna go default config dot output. I'm gonna say output library, and we're gonna call it AQL. EQL. No idea, man. No idea if that's going to work. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of this. We'll see what this does. We'll see what this does. Now, does that build? Hold on. This is interesting. This is a really interesting approach that I'm going to check out here. Okay, let's go away. Let me go window.aq. I don't see anything. Is there something else that I'm missing here? Did I make it all caps? I made it all caps. You know what? I probably didn't restart the Webpack build, and that's probably why it didn't work. So let's see. Let's just see. So it should be a window, right? Window. Oh my God. Window dot. By the way, no. A. Oh my God, it's right there. So what's in there? AQL. What's in AQL? Advanced query loop. But not in there though. It exported that constant. Oh, okay. So I'm going to do, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So I need to do this differently. So I'm going to export an object here, and I'm going to go AQL, right? And I'm going to go, like that. And I need to import AQL controls. And I'm going to export that as well. Something like that. That makes a lot of sense. What you're saying makes a lot of sense to me now. Window.aql. Oops. We should have AQL controls. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. This again, you're awesome. Okay, so now let's see if we can get this stupid thing working. So, okay. Okay. All right, so that exposes that. I don't know if I need that that thing. So this is going to be like X, we're going to, yeah, whatever. Okay, so everything else should still be working, right? The SlotFill should still, it is still recognizing it. Okay, cool. So now, the next step of this is I need to create a new plugin. So I'm going to make this cd, I'm in the plugins. I'm just going to use create block npx create block, and we're going to call this Justin. Yeah, man, we are doing some really cool stuff with SlotFill. But welcome and thank you for coming. This is going to be my AQL extension. I'm going to set the variant to dynamic just because I want to, and that'll be that. Okay, so we'll put that in there. So that's going to run. So we're going to basically need to do the same thing where we extend our the words are not coming to me right now. Where we have to I don't understand. Create the webpack. Extend the webpack. So inside of our plugins in our, where is that thing? AQL extension. We're gonna need a new webpack. This file called webpack.config. The reason I'm doing this is because we're gonna do that. This is going to be a plugin. We go plugins index.js, and then in here we're not actually registering block. We're just going to register some stuff here. So I'm going to steal some of my encode here, my enqueues. Grab all that because I am lazy. And here we're going to just replace this. This is not going to be that. This is going to be build. It's going to be, I need to cd AQL extension. I'm going to have to go into folder. What do I call that? Plugins. And here we'll go JS alert is loaded. Okay, so then we can go npm start, and this is going to yell at me that I have nothing in the source directory, but that's fine. Ooh, what? Plugins. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that'll do it. That's what I want. Okay, so that's loading. That's loading there. Okay, cool. So, oh wait, I have to update this. Not in my renderer. I actually don't need that source at all. I'm gonna delete it. Delete the source. Don't need it. Okay. So in here, we're not looking for that. We're looking for plugin. Plugin.asset.php. This is the AQL extension. Plugin, and then in plugin we're going to go alert window AQL. So I don't know if that's going to work. Come on, yeah. See what happens there. Come back over in here. We're going to go to our plugins. We're going to enable our AQL extension plugin. Come back over here. Fresh. What? Clear. I'm probably just doing something stupid. Build dir path. Oh, I know why. I think I need what? Plugin dir path and then file. I think that's probably it. Plugin dir URL file. Hopefully that works. Nope. Why? Hello, what's going on here? the plugin not even enabled? Ah. Crap. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that works. So this is what? Plugins you can access. So that's right. That's right. Okay. It's not getting in there if file exists. That's exactly what I need. It's exactly what I need. You're so smart. SM Marty. Glad somebody in here knows what the hell they're doing. Because I don't. Okay, so that's spitting out an array of some form. That seems to be working the way I'm expecting it to work. Object.module. Okay, cool. All right. So that is the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing I need. Okay, now in here. So then here we're going to, I'm just going to steal the majority of my work from here so we can just check it out. So we're going to go to plugins. I'm going to grab this. Right, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go register plugin down here. And we're going to go AQL extension. So, oh, I realize I'm going to have to do both of those, I think. But so now I should be able to do what, like const AQL controls equals window dot AQL controls, right? And in here, I'm going to just go hello there, and I'm just going to get rid of this for now. I'm spelling extension wrong. Okay. I think, let's just see. Let's just see. Plugin has encountered an error and can't be rendered. What? That's a weird error. Okay, so this core spacer thing's ridiculous. It needs to go away. Oh, what is this? Okay. Whoa, create element. Element type is invalid. Okay, so I wonder, I think this is probably console.log AQL controls. I don't know what that's gonna, it's probably gonna yell at me here, but oh, it's undefined. Undefined. Do dot. Oh, because it's not that. It's AQL.AQL controls, right? I guess I could probably do it this way, right? That's the issue. That's, I think, the problem. Let's try this again. Yeah. I love how Timothy's like literally like 4 steps ahead of me. I'm failing horribly on here, and he's like, oh yeah, you just had to do this. You just gotta do this because you know this is all you gotta do. All right. Now for the moment of truth. Where's... Hello there! It's right there! Yay! This is great. I'm very, very excited for this. Very excited for this. So that means that our stuff... So that's... Why is it getting inserted there, though? Seems like a weird place for that to get inserted. So then just... Is it because... Oh, because it's getting inserted. It's getting inserted in the... after everything else. So that's okay. I don't care. I don't care. All right, so that's how we would do it. So if we wanted to add our own control in there, we could just import literally anything. Like we can, no, whatever. I just need something simple. Just need something simple. Just something simple. Right here. Just import whatever text control like that, right? Put the text control in there. So we just go like text control. So this should get props. Whatever. Value is 1. And close that. Do a label is test slot test fill. Okay. So we refresh this now. So we're not out of the woods yet. We have it rendering, which is brilliant. If I do say so myself, test fill, it's right there. So that's it. That's awesome. So cool. Now the only thing is though, we need to have it basically affect that, like affect the query, right? So if we look at how, for example, things are done in like in this post, that's a bit complicated. Let's look at like a simpler one. So if like the post count control. So on change, we're basically doing this. So we need to basically do that. So we need to be able to get set attributes and everything from it. So this is the point at which I don't know what makes the most sense, because I think that like we're gonna want some sort, like we don't want to just give them, here, you do everything, raw access to all the stuff, or do we? That's it, you know. Do we want to have a function that's exported that does this, that handles this, or do we want to just basically, because we should be able to get we should be able to update that. What's a way that I can do that? Like we should be able to have this update and get saved as part of the query. So let's just grab this. Let's see what happens if I just grab this, and in my test fill, we're going to do a little on change. And so what it's going to actually be is props dot set attributes. Right, and it's going to be props dot and page count, new count, offset. Like I don't know, and now I'm just going to say test. This is going to be test. Test is going to be the value of whatever value is, or new count, I guess in this case. New value, right? So we'll just say new value, and then we're going to need props. So I think this is what we'll do. Attributes dot test. Oh no, query dot test. It's gonna break stuff, I think, right? Yeah, that's what we should get. So I should be able to see the query attribute with a value of test. Hopefully, if this works. Query loop, so I'll come down here to the, where's that test fill? This is a test. If I update this, I think if I switch to the code editor, there it is. So test, this is a test. Okay, so that is that. That's pretty low level. I don't know. What do we think about that? I personally think it would be very nice. To have some means of being like update query, right? Where it, like an update query thing where you pass it the value that you want to update. But for now, I think that this is cool. Now this handles, so we've done it. We've extended big huge props to Timothy for the output.library approach. It would be cool. It would be cool to target the WP thing. That would be cool, but I think for now we're okay. Like I wonder if there's a way to in your output library, like could I do this? Is it that easy? It's not that easy. Let's check. It's gonna break, but we'll see. It's how freaking cool would that be if I could just target Oh, okay, cool. God, once again, glad you're here. So like that, and a space, comma. So this is, those don't have to be strings, I would imagine. Something like that. All right, let's try that again. I need to kill the build process. Oh no. Stop. CD advanced query loop pm start. Let's try that again. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh my god, it's right there. Oh my god, it's right there. I love it. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Be window.wp.aql. Oh, it's not built. That's fine. I need a new one of these. I need a new open integrated terminal. Here we go. Start. Okay, that's pretty cool. So the only thing is, I guess the only thing that I need to be a little bit concerned about is dependencies. I wonder how I could. Oh my god! You know what we could do? I wonder if this would do this. I want to test something here. Import. We're gonna do this. AQL from at word. What do I get hacking of it? At WordPress. What do they call it? What is the thing that AQ? No, sorry. This might be a total hack, but in my queues, advanced query loop. I wonder if I did that. QL extension from advanced query loop. Now there is no package from advanced query loop, but what I'm trying to test is to see if my build WP advanced query loop. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I wonder if I can. It is violating WordPress's namespace, but my idea here is that if I leverage the scripts package, okay, so like the scripts package looks at something like this and goes, hey, okay, I'm going to turn you into an import, right? I wonder if I could, instead of having to access it like this, I wonder if I could just say like that, right? Now, what's that going to try to access it from? I wonder. This is such a hack, but it's fun. I'm having a good time. What did the console log? Did that not? What's going on here? Yeah, it's probably not the best idea. But what I was thinking was like, if I could be like, okay, you just need to, advanced query loop. Well, it's not. So what I want to have happen is I want to get in the assets. I want to have a dependency of the main script for advanced query loop, because that'll guarantee that this is loaded after, right? And then, but I don't know what it's going to get spit out as, right? So if I advanced query loop, but it has to be on the WordPress. So if I do something like this, right? All right. So what you're saying is if I, in my advanced query loop, if instead of that, I do this, when this gets rendered, this gets refreshed, should be able to go wp.advanced that in there? Is something not working here? Oh, still AQL. Oh, because I need to start the build again, sorry. Yeah, it does need to restart. So that's fine, because that's not. So wp.advanced query loop. Oh my God. Advanced query loop. So it's in there. So if I import, if I do this, I'll call it like a test import, right? And no, as, that's what sorry, God, I don't know what I'm doing. Then I do this. So what I need to, okay, what I think I need to do is change my enqueues to this, WP advanced, oh no, God, get out of here. So I just do this. That's the name of the script that it's going to enqueue. Cannot destructure as it is an undefined. All right, that is not entirely unexpected. I'm going to get rid of that for now. Yeah, this might be a bit much. Oh my God. What is it here? AQL's controls is not defined. But it's telling me it's not defined though, which it should be defined. AQL controls is not defined. Oh, it did work. Hold on. That's because I was naming something incorrect. And that needs to go away. So did it work? We'll find out. I was about to say after a word from our sponsor, but we don't have a sponsor. And oh my God, it's right there. Wow. Oh, I like this a lot. Now, this means that you have to be using the scripts package if you want to extend this. But not necessarily, because you can still get to wp.advancedQueryLoop, blah, blah, blah. So, oh my God, this is fantastic. I'm so excited here. I'm so excited. I need a gif of what's her name from Saved by the Bell. You know what I'm talking about. She's singing, so excited. Now we hot at WScripts who has some kind of heuristic for non-WordPress namespaces. Well, it does. What do you mean? I don't know what heuristic means. I pretend like I do sometimes, but I don't really know what it means. I said all of it. We did an import from @WP plugin of my NS. Yeah. Well, it does support. So it's the dependency extraction plugin, right? That does that, and it would be. But I'm not using because I'm hijacking the dependency extraction plugin. I know I wouldn't be trampling on the WordPress namespace. I don't necessarily need to do that. I could probably write a Webpack, plugin to do it. But that's a really interesting thing. That's a really interesting concept. So if we could have the dependency extraction plugin handle this same process with, maybe you could pass it a namespace that you want to use, which would be cool. So because like currently anything that's at WordPress gets kind of turned in, right? But it also does it for Lodash. It also does it for some other things too. So it might be cool if you could pass, also look for this. That would be super cool. I don't know if this is probably a bad idea to trample on the codes, the namespace, but I really like it from an extender point of view. So I just write this, like I literally just do this, right? And I can get everything that I need out of there. I can get all the fills. So now if I come back into advanced query loop and I come into source and I go into variations and index, I can also import my other one, right? Import, I don't know, what is it? Import non-inherited, right? I can also export that. I get everything that I need. I get all the things. That is very, 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 very cool. Very cool. I love it. I love it. Well, I think now's a great time to stop. However, we might need a second stream on this because so now that we have sort of the UI part handled and the slots are all there, the thing that we don't have is the sort of the back end part. Like like we need to manage that, and we'll have to get into doing that in our includes, because we have this one massive, so the query loop function, we need to be able to basically handle the query, the changes to the query, and what do we do with it, right? We need to be able to do that. So we'll have to do that with some filters. And it might just be as simple as just adding a filter out, around the return of stuff. Like basically we need to filter these query args. I mean, it could just be that simple, and then in your extending plugin you have to hit those filters and do the thing that you want to do. So, but it's 12 o'clock, and now's I think a great time to stop, because now we can do that. Oh my god, this is in my code that I've actually released. It's awesome. It's so awesome. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Well, anyways, this has been great fun, and again, that's for you, Timothy, for helping out with all that Webpack goodness. And I'm going to keep working on this in a branch. I'll push this branch up. So this is actually in my advanced query loop plugin. In the actual, like, this is where I've been working. So if you're interested, you can have a look. If you're interested in looking for some new features or whatever on this stuff, then add some issues or pull requests or whatever you want to do, and we'll go from there. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content on WordPress development. You can also join me live every Thursday at 10:30 Eastern on Twitch. Check the description for the link.